How do you feel about RFK Jr.'s a statement where he said that he plans to back at least some portion of the dollar by Bitcoin if he becomes president, whether it be some portion of U.S. treasuries or something to that effect? How do you feel about that?
I think that's a step in the right direction for sure. And I'm not anti-Bitcoin. I'm not against Bitcoin. I respect Bitcoin. It is the first, and it does have that network effect. I do think eventually we'll move on to truer digital cash, but it is the network effect is unbelievable with Bitcoin, and to move fiat off back with anything would be a step in the right direction, whether it's gold or some other metals. Bitcoin, sure, let's do that. It's better than what it's backed by now, which is nothing. I think it's a step in the right direction. I would love to talk to RFK Jr. I'm sure you guys would love to talk to him too.
We'll get him.
I tried hounding him down in New York. He was speaking somewhere, but I wasn't able to get to him. I would love to get his take on Monero, because I've also heard him talk very eloquently about the importance of cash. Just like I was talking earlier, the liberating aspects of it and why it's important, why it equals free speech. So I'd love to really get his take on that, and whether he thinks Bitcoin has issues because it lacks those features. But no, I think it's great that he's looking to do that. And I personally really like the guy. I mean, I ran in New York as a Republican for Congress, but he's the guy I'm most compelled by right now. I'm also interested in some of the fringe Republicans that are running. What's his name, Vivek? But RFK is
I think he's gaining steam a little bit, Vivek. And you did actually pretty well in New York. I think you got about 43% of the vote. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did better than any Republican in recent history before that. And
for New York, I mean,
that's huge. Always a Democratic district. We almost won, and now the guy who ran after me actually did win, and it's the first time a Republican took that seat in like decades.
Wow!
So yeah, we did good. We did good. It was exciting. It was stressful as hell, though, man. The reason I did it is I'm a liberty fanatic. It's how I ended up on this Monero pathway. And I was doing it for Monero, believe it or not. I saw the writing on the wall and the direction things were heading in, and I wanted somebody to be there in Congress to make all these arguments that we're making today as to why we need free speech money and why it's a good thing and why it actually aligns with American values. To argue against those that are inevitably going to say we need to ban it. It can be used for
what dollars are used for?
It can be used to buy drugs, right? It could be used. It could be used to finance terrorism. I mean, granted, most terrorists, I'm sure, are paid with suitcases of cash, but
every time
Monero can be used for that. We need to ban it. You can launder money with it. That's horrible. We need to ban it. And discounting all the positive things that come with it, which is encoding liberty. I wanted to make sure that somebody was going to make that argument, because we saw what happened with Bitcoin. Bitcoin was kind of put under the gun a little bit in the early days, but anytime it was really tested on the floor of Congress, and people talked about it, the response from the witnesses always was, well, don't worry, Congressman. Actually, Bitcoin is completely traceable, so it's actually better for fighting crime. And so that was always the argument, which is a great argument to make because it's true for Bitcoin. But you can't make that argument with true digital cash. And we need somebody to make the even bigger argument that, you can't trace it. But is it going to be used for crime? Yes, it is. Just like the dollar is used for crime, just like the internet itself is used for crime.
Just like Cash App.
Right. Like, the internet, cell phones, messaging app, all these things are, yes, they're used for crime, but we as a society realize the benefits outweigh the detriments, and that as long as there's more good people than bad people in society, we should want to create technology that helps the good people, especially helps them become liberated.
You just watched a clip from episode 68 of The Next Block. If you enjoyed that clip, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share it with a friend, and let us know down in the comments below what your favorite part was and what you think of Monero and privacy cryptocurrencies. If you enjoyed the clip and want to catch the entire interview, check out the video description down below for a link to the entire episode. To support the podcast even further, check out the video description down below for a link to our Algorand donation wallet. This wallet accepts most Algorand standard assets and is a great way to support the podcast. The next handful of weeks on our live show have a bunch of great guests, including Tony Edward from Thinking Crypto, Stacey Warden, the CEO of the Algorand Foundation, Anthony Scaramucci of Skybridge Capital, and so many more guests. So be sure to subscribe, ping that notification bell, and we will catch you in the next episode. Thanks.